Yes, graduates, welcome to Hard Talk Podcast with HTK. Fasten your seatbelts. Hey, users and subscribers, welcome back to another episode of Hard Talk with HTK. This is part 2 of Camille's story, Camille's truth. Yes, Camille, aka Angie's truth. Now, a lot of you have been running up and down in the comments from the first episode. Oh, Angie needs to go quiet. Angie needs to stop talking. Angie needs to stop distracting from justice for Adriana. I have some crucial questions to ask you all. Who should be out here advocating for justice for Adriana? Is it bloggers? Is it Camille? I'm asking you a simple question. Who should be at the forefront of keeping this movement in the minds of all of you? Shouldn't it be the family members? Shouldn't it be the defending lawyer, the investigating team? When was the last time you heard any updates on the progress of the case? Have you not asked yourself the question why everything has gone quiet? Since the PPP has come into government, what do you think is realistically going to be the outcome based on Guyana's history when it comes to criminal investigations of this nature? What do you think is truly going to happen? Case in point, you had a cricketer who was accused multiple times of molestation and SA. Have you seen anything come of it, even in the most recent revelations? Have you seen him stop playing cricket for the West Indies team? Nothing has changed. We've heard nothing about any pending cases, nothing about any justice for those victims. Yet he is there in broad daylight as a potential perpetrator, and nothing has come of it or will come of it based on how he posts actively on social media. There have been the Berbice murders. Did anything happen? Even that mother of those boys who lost her life, died without justice. Did anything happen? You people seem to be living in a different dimension of reality. I can tell you this. Every single part and element of this story as it unfolds is relevant. You may not like it, and it may be an uncomfortable space. I've said this before. But every single part of it will matter when the time comes. You are going to see more than you bargained for and hear more than you bargained for. Then you will start to track back and go, oh, that's why that was said. That's why this happened. But I genuinely believe you want a fairy tale justice story. A fairy tale justice story where parents are innocent of their own child's murder, where nobody but the criminal gets put behind bars forever. But let me tell you that human behavior can sometimes be so full of twists and turns that the least expected is what you get. No, I'm not casting any aspersions here, but I am saying to you that nobody is above suspicion. And we are not seeing the proactivity with the case that ought to be there by the people who matter. So you think jumping up online and saying justice for Adriana in a slogan is doing anything. It may be keeping her name alive, but is there anything happening? Because as far as I'm concerned, even Camille is saying justice for Adriana in the middle of her conversations, and you guys still insist that she's not for justice, she's a distraction. Okay, accept it. This is feeling like a distraction, but I am pulling out some essential things that are very much to do with the case. For one thing, why is it that an entire family who used to place somebody on a pedestal for all the help that this person gave them, why did they all turn around and start to tarnish her name after receiving help, be it financially, a place to stay, paperwork to get their time in the United States sorted out, be it that she was there emotionally, spiritually, they asked her to advocate on their behalf, they were comfortable with that. Why is it that after attending a wedding at the woman's house at her expense, we are now hearing that one relative was never happy with her or comfortable with her and always suspected her, yet that one relative was happy to take clothes and wear it off her back? Think about things like that and the mindset of people like that. Because if I don't trust somebody, I'm not taking not a thing from you. And I certainly won't be wearing your clothes because I don't trust you. So why would I do that? But then when things come out that are truths, not lies, all of a sudden she can't be trusted. She's evil. Okay, I get it. A lot of you are not happy, and I was not happy that the video came out because I believe the point that she was trying to make could have been made with just the audio. She has accepted that. That was a mistake because children were involved. That's my concern, The behaviors of the adults could very well be as a result of emotional duress because they are going through a lot. And there's a lot of emotional immaturity in the face of the loss of a child. You just don't have any control. And things can go dreadfully wrong. But what if this insight is a pattern of life? When later on down the line we hear that something dreadful or worse has happened, we're going to say, oh my God, why didn't we intervene when we saw that it was happening in a similar fashion but in a much lighter way? This is how human beings are hypocritical. You all want to hide certain things rather than try to fix it. Now, we can't fix it on the internet. No. I agree that we cannot be the fixers. No internet space is good for things like that because it's just a court of public opinion. But it will force many to be aware, and it will also lead to introspection and reflection on behaviors. Because once it's out there, you are even more under scrutiny as you go through life. They have to go back to Guyana. PPP is now in government. And you know what they're about. Right now, they're busy trying to identify those who spoke out against them on social media. People are busy cleaning their pages because they were so convinced that Aziz Mohammed was going to win. By the time they're finished with this argument about recounts and who's going to check what region, the PPP have already been sworn in, because all this has to go through the courts. It's going to take ages. So, that being said, what does it mean for the Justice for Adriana movement? Do you think that Dexter Todd is going to get much of a hearing? Remember, he was at no. Do you think that the police are going to hurry up and answer those over 100 questions from that doctor? Do you think they're obligated now? Or they're going to drag it out for another year or two? And by that time, from what I can see, because it's already happening, the mother and the father will lose all steam. Yes. So you expect Camille, aka Angie, to fight more for justice for Adriana than the parents? I'm just asking. But anyway, I am just the messenger, and I am not about to play any one side. And let me tell you something. If any of the family members reached out to me and said, listen, I want you to listen to my side, I will listen to your side, and I will ask you questions just like I asked Angie. And I will allow you to have your say. That is the role of a blogger, to facilitate, to investigate, to share information, to speak objectively where they can, unless stated it is an opinion, which most of my content does. But it doesn't mean that I can't speak objectively on anything, even when I don't agree with all the actions. And while, yes, I think Camille is an oversharer, she says too much. I will never disrespect that lady, because I saw the good that she was trying to do for the Young family. And all of a sudden, everybody has forgotten it. I don't understand how you human beings are like this. When she was out here advocating, offering up her home, looking after them, and you could see videos with them meandering in and out of her kitchen, chilling and relaxing. Angie was the best thing since sliced bread. When they start to drag her name on the internet, drag her name through the mud, and start to talk about the fact that she is trying to take their money and know their business and blah, blah, blah. You never know that your business was going to get exposed when you go into the woman's house. It was okay to share your business when you wanted to go to America and you wanted an address and you wanted help to get your kids in school. And you wanted somebody to go for defamation case for Angela with the two N's and Haley Comet. It was okay to share business with her then. But when she decides to stand up for herself, after they claim that she's a scammer and she's bankrupt, she becomes enemy number one. She becomes enemy number one because she shows you the truth. Be it that we don't like see it, it's still the truth, which is why I can't be mad. It's not like she put out a video that didn't happen. But all you guys see is the shame and the physical altercation and how it looks, the impression it gives, and the fact that, oh my God, they're going to drag the family again. But are you opening your ears at all and opening your minds to the fact that we have got a husband and a wife arguing over money that's hidden? Why is their money hidden? Money that was given for the Justice for Adriana movement, that the man is asking his woman, why is it that you are saying that your cousin buried my child? Why are you taking money that I am not aware of? Why is he in the dark when it comes to money that's supposed to belong to both? Why is the mother hiding the funds? Why is she saying she doesn't have money to the point where he has to turn around and ask Camille for money? Ask yourself these questions. Yeah, y'all don't want to see. No. But anyway, this is part 2. And the audio is much better. Yes. So for those of you who said the powers that be distorted, no. Blame a damn internet provider.
The last thing that we spoke about was the fact that this lady, you helped her to sort out her debt management plan with the lawyer. You reduced her debt through negotiation from $46 million to $4 million. And she was meant to pay, was it $30,000 a month towards the debt to clear it off?
Correct, 30,000 every month for 12 years. I believe it's
Okay.
12 years. If you read through the documents, it's gonna say.
Okay, brilliant. And how did it go from what was obviously a good deed on your part to your name ending up under bankruptcy? How did that work?
What she did, the first month the attorney reached out to me saying that I made the negotiation for her with her and her attorney. Um, the attorney reached out to me like trying to say he's holding me now because remember he wasn't getting her all the time. So I brought her now because she had to give him some money before. I think it's 100,000 or 200,000 or something before. He decided to start the deal. And he said, seeing that you brought her and you put her to sign, make sure I'm holding you accountable. Because I told him, I give you full responsibility. I'm telling you that, okay, I'll see into it. She give you the 30,000 every month, right? Because I gave you my word. So he's reaching out to me to remind her, oh, the month coming up, the month end coming up, she haven't paid yet. She gotta pay. So I'm reaching out to her, tell her, oh, please, I just want to remind you that you gotta pay. She said she's not paying anything. So I thought she was joking. I'm like, what do you mean not paying anything? She said, no, I'm not paying anything. Oh God. And she asking me for money. I'm like, I don't have money. She's like, I'm not paying anything. I'm not paying anything, mama. But prior to that, this lady used to have me sign in. She used to like write scripts, different scripts, and ask me to text these script back to her. So I'm asking her, like, cause some of the script is like kind of weird. I'm like, why do you want me to text this? Cause this is not true, right? Then she said, oh no, because I gotta get my money. My husband wanted me to give him money because the husband ain't living with her. He live with another lady who he got a child with. She's like, my husband wanted me to give him money for this. My husband wanted to give me. So if you know I gotta help you still, he ain't gonna ask me because I gotta pay this money at the end of the month. So I'm like, okay, I'm going ahead and do what she want me to do. This time I didn't know the woman setting me up all along. Like, because the things that she was giving me to text, it was to set me up. But then when I asked her, like, why you want me to text these things, she is saying something different. Remember, she already won my trust. It's years she helping me before I receive my money. So it's like we build that bond, and like she said, I'm her child.
So, like I said, she had managed to earn your trust. You have done all this stuff for you. She's telling you to text her ex-husband these things that makes
No,
it
no,
seem
no,
as though
no. Correction, correction. She is writing down script. and have me text the script back to her phone with my phone. Let's say, for example, some of the script would say it like, um, hey mama, can you please, I gotta get this money for medical bill, or I gotta get this money for this. Can you please, and she would give me a certain amount. Can you please send this for me? Can you please put this in the bank for me? So it's like that. It's money
And
that
then you
I,
would type that text to her, and
yes,
she's
or
then
she would,
say to her partner, "Oh, look, she's at like say she said, for you to text $500 in that text that you need five hundred
correct,
dollars for the medical bill." Then she'll go to her partner. Oh, she wants $500, so I can't
correct.
give you $500 because I gotta give her $500.
Boom. Correct. She would do it. Sometimes she would ask me to ask my children, but I'm like, I ain't getting my kids involved in this. But behind my back, she would ask my kids them to get it done. My eldest daughter never, ever, ever like it. Never.
Yeah, because it smells of fraud, really. And
Yeah.
even going along with it on your part was quite naive because you're thinking that
Yeah.
she's got your best interest at heart, but that's an easy case of manipulation, really. So,
Yeah, but
okay, you're
remember,
doing this
remember,
text. Yeah.
remember, she always, I know how we always used to come to her for money indeed. These are information. These are things that I know. When you want to go party in Florida, you want to go, I think, crop over or something like that. You want to go stuff in Canada. It's like thousands of dollars she got to give to him. They're not living together. They're married. They're not living together. He's living with somebody else with a child. He does not. They don't have any kids together. So it's like she got to fund him money. So like she fed up of want to give him money. So she's asking me to do this thing because it got away when she cried. It's like, oh my God. It's like I can't take it. Like she's crying like if she's hurt, but later down I realized the cry is fake because one time I caught her crying and she turned like this and I saw. So I'm like the way how she was crying and thing, and I'm like, wait, this ain't real. So I turned
Mm.
her around by her shoulder. I'm like, you faking, and she could not have helped it. That day she burst into a laugh. So I said, so all this time you were faking me, and she didn't answer.
So she did that. She stopped giving him money. How did it turn into bankruptcy?
Well, after she did not want to give the attorney the money, right? She started to ask me for money. So I told her I don't have any money. So she decided to say, I told her because, like I said, myself and her used to go and shop with the money that she give me in my account. I would help everybody with the money she give me in my account. Because this woman helped me for over 3 years. She been doing this.
Mm.
Going to the bank, put the money in my account. So she was like, you know what? I would have to file for bankruptcy. At that time, I never heard of the word bankruptcy. I don't know what is bankruptcy. So me, the way I am at, I'm like, if I don't know a word, I would Google it up to see the meaning,
Mm.
the different meaning of the word. But I said, let me Google up. I'm like, what is bankruptcy? So what I'm asking her, I'm about to Google it up. She said if I filed for bankruptcy, I wouldn't have to pay the man. So I went off. And I ain't gonna lie, I start course. Because to me, your word supposed to be your bond. If
Mhm.
I tell you I'm gonna do this, do it. Right? Moreover, you've been running since 1996. You've been running from this man for decades. I didn't know you then. No, I got involved trying to help you out. I gave my name. I took you with your attorney. You signed. You're a grown woman. You could have choose to walk away. You signed. You went ahead with the deal. Why now you want to turn away from the deal? That is putting a stain and a bad name on my name. And I always got a thing to say, oh, I want my name to be remembered. I have to set that platform. You are not gonna
So
stay in that
she
for me.
so she basically decided that she wanted to be made bankrupt to avoid paying the debt. A lot of people do that. That's not a strange thing. I've heard this before. But how did she put that in your name, or did she make herself bankrupt?
No, I'm getting to that. She made herself bankruptcy while we were in New Jersey City when she said that I was in her car. I said to her, I am not getting involved in this. I am going to call your attorney and let him know. I'm going to call the attorney and let him know. I did call. She never said, no, 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 don't call. So it made me wonder, did all of them was in this together? Because if I am telling you I'm going to call your attorney and let him know what you just say to me, won't you stop me? Moreover, if I'm saying to you I'm going to call the man attorney and let him know that you want to file for bankruptcy, aren't you going to stop me? She never stopped me. I called them right in the presence of her in front of her face because I'm not shady. I'm
Mm.
going to let you know what you got to know, and that's it. You don't have to talk to me anymore. I called them. She just leaned over like this and she was crying, crying, crying all along. I did not get our attorney. I got the man attorney. So he was like, okay, let her go ahead. The stipulation that the court put forth, even if, because the stipulation is like they seize all of our assets, the restaurant closed down, everything. They seize everything. Even if she go to the Caribbean and play lottery and she won the lottery, she gotta give them the money. Whatever she do, that she gotta give them the money. So he said the stipulation that I put, even if she filed for bankruptcy, she still gotta pay me. But what I did not know and was aware, this is a paper. I sent some to you. If today is Monday, the 3rd of January, 2023, she just put it the day, Monday, the 3rd of January, 2023, she put 1,000. On that day, if she put in $200 in my account, she inflated on her paper that she wrote down. She was keeping a sharp list. The woman was, but what she done, I don't know if she at the moment she didn't realize, oh God, they got investigator who can check out signature, who can determine whose signature is whose signature. I don't know if she didn't think that far. I don't know if she didn't think that, but that's not my this girl don't sign like me, right? I
Mm.
don't know what came to her mind, but she went to the bank. Let's say she go today and she put in a $500. She sign in instead of sign our name, and a thing that I could not have understand. You go to a bank, you must present an ID card. Where is your ID card to say that you are Camille Joseph?
So do you suspect that the person that is in that bank, who she said was the daughter of a friend,
She had
may
two
have been
person in that
working
bank.
together?
She
Ah,
had
so
two
there's more than
person
one.
in that bank that she used to carry food from her workplace too. So
So you
she
think
wouldn't
that
go
there
to
was a
no other.
reason?
She would not go to no other clerk, but those two. And the reason why I know that, she said those things to me.
So Camille had sent me this filings document, which was dated February 1st, 2025, entered on the 1st of February 2025 at the United States Bankruptcy Court, Eastern District of New York. Now, in this document, it included the name of the lady that she refers to, the Asian lady from Trinidad, and the as the debtor, and then the plaintiff, which would be herself and whichever lawyer that she used, against Camille, and also against Damien, which is her husband. So, as the defendants, it was a stipulation and order of dismissal of the trustees' complaints. It states it is hereby stipulated and agreed by and between the undersigned counsel for the plaintiff, name as Chapter 7 trustee, the trustee of the bankruptcy estate of the lady, aka the lady's original name, who is the owner of the restaurant name, the above captioned debtor, the debtor and defendants, Camille Angela Ruffner and Damien, her husband, the defendants, that pursuant to Rule 41A 1A 2 of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, as made applicable to this proceeding by Rule 7041 of the Federal Rules of Bankruptcy Procedure. That one, The above captioned adversary proceeding is hereby dismissed with prejudice and without costs, expenses, or attorney's fees to any party. And 2. This stipulation may be filed with the court without further notice to any party. It is so stipulated. Dated in Jericho, New York, January 12, 2025. Then it's got the signature, well, the electronic signature of both Camille and her husband, as well as the counsel of the Chapter 7 trustee. And it ends with, it is so ordered.
What they were trying to do, they were trying to obtain back all assets given out by this lady who filed for the bankruptcy so that they can get those money to give it back to the person that she owed. Bunch of lies she lied on me. So if you lie on me and I have all this proof, like I said, I overshare. So I give the court everything I have because I have a thing that I always say to my children too. It doesn't matter how bad a situation is. It don't matter how terrible it looks. Speak the truth, and you don't care who believe you. But the fact that you speak the truth will set you free. If you only now turn around and lie and tell one lie, everything else come out of this mouth, they're gonna hold it as an alibi, and you don't want that.
So
So
are you saying that?
what I,
Yeah, I was about
sorry,
to just ask one question. Are you saying that this document is the reason why it reads like that is because there were multiple steps of things you needed to unravel with her, and the court had already had your names down for the bankruptcy because she had already lied that you were the ones who owed all the money. So she had put your name down on the property, on the debt,
no,
saying,
no, no, no.
yeah,
She lied that she loaned me money. I give you some of the list.
yes.
The shop list. I call it the shop list. She lied that she loaned this money to me and I gotta pay her back. Now, you gave me different letters to give to my attorney stating that you're helping me financially. If you read those letters, you see those letters. You gave me so much other stuff stating that you're giving me these things and you do not want any money back.
But yet
Now,
she made you put things in writing to say that you were
but
borrowing money from her.
because not only I wasn't only doing what she want me to do by sending those texts to her, what she scribbled out for me to send to her. When I finished send those texts to her, that she asked me, because remember, I'm not a dunce. I went to school, I went to college, I'm not a fool. So if you're gonna ask me to tell you, I want you to lend me $50. I know I didn't ask you for $50. Why you want me to say that to you? So when I finish text you that, I am texting back, but listen, I feel really uncomfortable with this what you telling me to do. I don't feel nice doing this. And you need to stop it. Why you asking me to text these things back to you to say that you want me to I want you to lend me this money. So remember, she may delete our text, but I have my text. So when you lie to me, I have everything, the entire conversation for years. I have
And is
everything.
that
So when you,
included? Is that included in the files you've sent me?
I'm not sure because remember the day when I sent you those files was close time. Um, and I was
Yeah.
really, really busy. I'm not sure. I have it. It's files upon files upon files.
Yeah, because I'm not sure I saw any email, any text messages from you going, why are you making me text these things or anything like that? I mean,
Yeah,
what I think many will struggle to imagine is that you are being told to type out these things to say that you're borrowing money when you're in fact not borrowing any, knowing that she's going to take that to deceive her husband. But yet you're not, you definitely haven't asked her and you still continue to do so. And then now for her to, she literally has laid a well planned trap for you because she's
yeah.
got evidence of you now texting her to say you're borrowing money. Um, and then she's got evidence of her putting money well, money going into the account that she's now going to claim you put in the account, like you took the cash from her and you went and you stuck it in your bank account. Not quite sure why she needed to lie to say you put it in another bank account to then put it in that bank account. Um, I suppose she's trying to explain away how the money came out of her restaurant. Um, and then went into yours. I don't know how she ended up with a third bank. It's strange, or with
When she
a
started
second bank.
when she started helping me, I wasn't working at a restaurant. She stopped me from working at the restaurant when I became pregnant. So I
Mm,
was at home and she still was paying me a salary while I'm home. She still was coming and pick me up, taking me all over till till one point she gone off again that she wanted me to she wanted to adopt me and all kind of madness was going on with her. So in other words, they are
crazy.
papers. They are
Mm,
papers. Like
yeah,
little sticky notes, little sticky papers. My mistake that I had made with those, instead of me, because everything else I print, a lot of it, I just sent it all to the court. So the court have everything that she wrote with her signature. And I have papers at home, questions that she typed out that she had wanted me to ask the attorney. I don't know if I send those questions to you too. Um,
yeah,
when can I take guardianship of, like, she's asking me to ask the attorney when can she take guardianship of me and my children, like different questions. So with her writing in on top, and she typed those things out. So I have
yeah.
all this stuff that she had given to me, but she forgot. She gave me all these things. She forgot everywhere we go, like Barclay Center when they got shows, different places that we have been taking out pictures. I love to like put memories together. So she forgot about all these things. So when you're gonna tell the court all these lies, I have I can't do nothing else but to just give the court everything that I got. So the court now got to
Yeah.
figure out who lying and who telling the truth. So what the trustee did, one of the trustee resigned when they thought that I'm gonna come and sue them now. Because remember, the trustee were trying to come after me, stating that, oh, the money that she was helping you with, it wasn't hers to help, it's the man money. So I'm like, you gotta ask her. I never know who money and who money, right? So what happened? The trustee was so embarrassed. I don't know if she resigned or she was fired because the firm now thought I'm gonna come after them and sue them because what they did and the stress that they had put me through caused me to have a lot of stuff that I have going on with me health-wise now. So they,
So they basically came after you for her debts. That's what they
yes,
did.
yes, and they told me, well, what they actually did was wrong because they made it seems because I wasn't born in this country, so they're gonna because they wasn't really coming to my husband the way they were coming for me, which I look at it as okay, yeah, it was my friend, not my husband friend. So even though they tried to come after him, stating that if I cannot pay, he gotta pay. They didn't come in for him. It's like it was bias, not on the judge
Mm.
part, but on the trustee part. They were coming after me. They were insulting me. They were telling me all sort of insults. And knowing me, I don't care who you be. Once I know the
So
truth, I will die for the truth.
how did she so when she tried to come after you for to make you bankrupt, was she successful, if it's even temporarily?
Never. She didn't make me bankrupt. She never was
She tried
successful.
to.
Period. But what the judge did, the judge apologized to me repeatedly, and the judge shut it down, and the judge direct back the attention right back to her. So they gone right back. She now got to find everything because all these things you're saying that all the entire evidence she gave to them was a lie. She gave whatever she put together, like the inflations of money on those lists. Because
Mhm.
remember, you're gonna give this list. If you give this list, the bank date that you put money in gotta coincide with that list, correct? So if today you put in $100, then today date at the bank gotta show that you put in $100. So Good. So the bank there today gonna show you put in $10, but on your shop list stated that you put in $100, which it didn't add up at all.
So at this point, I had to ask Angie, where did the Youngs get it from that she was bankrupt? I recall a live was done where the cousin of Amicia had stated that she had documents that proved that Angie was bankrupt and that it was public document. So where did this document come from? It was very unclear to me how it is that this document they claim to have but have yet to show is stating that she's bankrupt.
No, they didn't say anything. They just heard Ailey said I got bankrupt. I filed for bankruptcy. That's the documents. That documents was sent to me by Sabrian's sister that Amicia told Alana, sorry. Sabrian's sister told me that Amika asked for them to look up for these documents because Amika, the educator, could not have find the documents. So they looked up for the
Mm.
documents and they sent it to Sabrian's sister for her to read it through. She read it through and she told them, please, she sent it back to Amicia and said, listen, please give this to your sister. Say so, let your sister know to go back into the media and clear my cousin's name because at no time did she ever file for bankruptcy. But she said to me, at no time, I'm sorry, cuz they're not gonna do it because you know them, they're gonna say, I say what I say, and that's it, that's done.
So
It's all
who
about
got the documents and said clear that your name needs to be cleared? Who said that?
Amicia send the documents to Sir Brian's sister for her to
Oh,
read it through and explain what the documents say to her because Alana and Amicia didn't understand the documents that they pulled up. It's public record. So what they did,
yeah.
they sent it to Sabrian's sister for her to check it out for them. Sabrian's sister now in return, check it out, read it through thoroughly, sent it back to them, call Amicia and tell Amicia to please let your sister know to go back to the media where she accused my cousin and say that she filed for bankruptcy and fraud and clear her name.
Right. Right. So these there are members of Sir Brian's family. I can't find, maybe because I'm in the UK, it might be difficult. But they have basically passed this documentation on to Sir Brian's sister. And Sir
Correct.
Brian's sister has looked through the documents allegedly, and she's saying that this is not a bankruptcy filing, but a dismissal
By
of
me,
bankruptcy.
by me. It's not a bankruptcy filing by me. She
Yeah.
explained the documents because there's other paperwork that we have that Sabrine's sister looked through. It's a whole lot. She looked through. She goes through it with a fine tooth comb and she let them know. And she never filed for bankruptcy. This is a
No.
lie. And she explained to
Well, the
them,
document that you've given to me clearly says that it is dismissed. Now, I've noticed that it wasn't dismissed without prejudice. It was dismissed with prejudice. What's the difference there?
without prejudice is like you cannot come and sue me. I cannot come and sue you. And
It
this is for the trustee. This is not for the lady. If I want, I
right,
can go sue the lady for what she have put me through and lied to me.
right.
Lie on me,
So
not to me.
right. So according to this, it says dismissed with prejudice means a court has ended a lawsuit permanently, preventing the plaintiff from filing the same claim again. This
That's
is a
her.
final judgment. Yeah, so that's her. This is a final judgment, often based on the merits of the case or legal issues, ensuring the defendant's finality and preventing the plaintiff from refiling the claim. So they can never ever come to you again for
Correct.
bankruptcy or claim that you owe them money because you have absolutely nothing to do with the debt in the first place.
Correct.
And that's why it's been removed from your name, or at least from the record that you have bankruptcy. Now
Correct.
it's clear to me that you had never actually been registered bankrupt based on what you're saying to me, but
Never
that
ever in my life.
never ever, but that she tried to place bankruptcy on you by trying to give you the debt that she owes and
Correct.
set you up for the loan that she took and the expense of the property and everything that she took,
Correct.
that she ran up, um, so that you could end up paying it, because even though she filed for bankruptcy herself, it was unsuccessful because of the clause written by the lawyers in stopping her from paying the debt. She had to keep
Correct.
paying the debt. So her next move was to turn on you, knowing that you had a payout, a settlement, thinking that you would then just turn around, clear it off, and go, I can't be bothered with this, and just everything. And then she walks away scotch-free, not having to pay anything, and having transferred the debt to you. But instead, you put up a fight. And so um, she ended up, having to prove this debt was actually yours, which then resulted in banking files, documents being expunged, which then showed that there were transactions of you putting money in your own bank account at strange times and days that you never knew about. And then when you go and check, it says to the bank, listen, I need a printout of this date, this date, this date. What's this? They say, here you go. You made these deposits. There's your signature. When you look, it's your own signature, but not quite your signature. When you go, but that's not my signature. I am Camille, but that's not my signature. And then they have to then pull the files of the bank for the subpoena the bank for the CCTV records. And then in the CCTV records, they
Who walking
see that
in?
this woman, who is an Indian woman, right? From
No, no,
Trinidad. She
no.
Indian?
No, no, fair in complexion, Indian and black, but fair in complexion and she
But
can pass as
mix.
Caucasian.
So she a Douglas.
I am a
Right?
Douglas too. I'm a Douglas, but I'm a
Yes.
dark skinned Douglas.
So am I. But I'm for quarter Douglas. But so she a Douglas, and she go and she was the one they caught on camera signing as Camille Ruffner,
No,
but
Camille
blatantly not Camille.
Joseph
Oh yes,
at the time.
your name before, right? Signing as Camille Joseph when it was a Ununtal. It was her. So then they realized that this woman was highly fraud. Is she in jail?
This is a woman who pretend when the when she forgot what transpired when I gave the court everything and the judge know when we got was Zoom we did. So technically I was my own attorney because I handle it pro se, right? Meaning without any attorney. I ain't gonna waste time get an attorney if I know I didn't wrong. I didn't do anything wrong.
Exactly.
Why waste money
Because you
behind
have all the
attorney?
evidence. Yeah,
And
you
that's
have
what a
the
lot of people
evidence.
don't understand. If you know somebody taking you to court, you know you have your evidence, you know you ain't wrong. God give you knowledge, you went to school, you went to college, whatever. Read for yourself. Figure things out for yourself. So what I did, I'm like, when she realized that I gave the court everything now and she now seeing like, oh Jesus Christ, they're gonna go back. Cause right now they had a flip side whereby they sue or right back. So the money gone from 40 something to over 50 something million that she gotta pay now. Right? So what she did, she checked herself in the hospital, pretend like she going
Hmm.
insane mad. When the attorney said I'm gonna file a stipulation to the court for them to have a blood test drawn to see if she is insane, she suddenly became sane and check herself out of the hospital. So it's like it was kind of crazy, right? But all in all, what she was doing from helping me is pretend like if she's my friend. It's like put me in this position to make it look like, you know what, you gonna take the fall for my stuff that I did.
Right.
But God
Okay.
had a different plan.
Plan. Exactly. That story is Hollywood worthy. It's crazy. But it's possible. And we've heard crazier things on television,
from documentaries about fraud and things that people do when they steal your identity, which is essentially what she did with you. You know, it's and it's our own Caribbean
No,
people. That's
I wanna clear.
insane.
Sorry, I wanna clear it up. She did not steal my identity. She just used me as a scapegoat.
But she also signed as you, though.
Oh yeah, which that's a fraud. That's why I said if I want, I can go sue her. But I've never sued anyone because the reason why I'm saying so, I heard that someone was saying that I didn't get raped, and that really hurt me. I cried for nights because I am still I am still hurt and upset by the fact that I was raped. So the person said, when I got raped and I come to America, I start throwing myself down in different store and start suing people. I swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. I've never ever in my life entire history sued anyone. I've never ever in my life history filed for bankruptcy. I never ever in my life history charged anywhere around the entire globe for fraud or the universe.
Yeah.
So why are you going out there? You're painting me so black. You barely hear something that everything you hear you believe, especially
But
with
you know what
me.
is also ridiculous? You know what is also ridiculous, Angie? How a lot of the people who are claiming that this does happen and this happened and I got the documents, not one of them will
Hmm,
throw your documents up on social media, which is the
correct.
ultimate evidence. Not one of them.
Hmm,
Especially Miss Doxing Haley Comet over there, who is always busy throwing up stuff, throwing up even a house that isn't even yours. Um, Miss Doxer didn't put up the fact that
hmm,
here is the document that shows that she's already told everybody your name. So what's the big deal? It's a public document. Put it up on the website, put it up on social media and say, see, Camille Ruffner was bankrupt and she was done for fraud. Here's
a
the date.
fraud.
Here's the information. There's the court where she was charged. Not one of them will do it, but all of them are running off at the mouth in order to change the narrative and to put things in the heads of sheep who will not ask questions, who will not investigate, who will
Hmm.
not ask for legal documents as evidence. And they're running with it like a bunch of morons. But
Well, if you want to
as
stay
I
in
said,
somebody, you want to stay in somebody, you don't care. You don't care. And I want to say this, it's not nice because I know a lot of people say one time she talk about God, one time she cuss. Yes, I said it every time. That's the only thing in my life that I myself really detest. That I am praying to God every day to help me with. Because it's not me as a cussy person. I speak like this because I always speak with authority. I got good lungs. But I always get upset and curse, especially when people lie on me. I will get real angry because I detest it. Lies. I came to this country and see lies caused those Central Park five guys to be in prison
yeah,
for years. Lies cost people their life. And the thing that you don't care, you throwing up a lie and get everybody bashing me. Hadn't I know God, I would have unmute myself because nobody knows. You see me? They don't know how strong I am because if I begin to tell you my story, we sit here for months. And you know why nobody would believe? Because I still have a smile on my face. You see, helping people, the amount of people that I've helped and they all bash me. But this was the ultimate. That's what happened here.
yep,
If I help you and tomorrow I found out I could be so lovey-dovey helping you. And I found out that you did commit a fraud or you did wrong or you unalive somebody. I draw that line in the sand. I don't give a damn how good we were. That's how I am. My life, I pick God give the hardest fight to the strongest soldier.
that's
My
right.
fight that I pick since I am a child. Lord, use me to bring honor and glory unto your name, Lord. If you can use anything, Holy Spirit, let me be a tool in your hand, Lord Jesus. I want to win souls for you. It's not easy to get a soul out of Satan's hand. It is not easy to get a soul out of the devil's hand. My life must be a reflection to all those who associate themselves with me. But I don't know why it does be the opposite. I can't save the world.
He's still working on you. You're still a work in progress.
Yeah, but I
All
can't
I'm
save
gonna
the
say
world.
is I'm gonna say this, Angie, because time we definitely have to end the interview now. But for those of the people who are gonna watch this again from the beginning, this is Camille Ruffner, aka Angie. She has been dragged recently through the internet, called all kinds of names, been branded as evil and wicked because of one perceived mistake, which is the release of those videos. And, we started this interview basically going through why it is that she made that choice. The whole thing about those videos was the audio, and it's unfortunate that the images took precedence over what was actually said. She gave context to that. She had intended to release those videos via Carlotta's platform. No flinching, I think, TV or something.
No more,
And you
no more
intended
flinching.
no more flinching. And you had intended to highlight the fact that Amicia was busy deceiving her partner and hiding the finances, which is what led to his frustration, and not to highlight that Sir Brian was an abusive male, because he on that occasion was not physically harming his wife, but he
Correct.
was angry and frustrated at her deception and her silence and the mystery she was creating around the funds she was receiving and how they were being used and appropriated. And that's the
Correct.
point that has been missed, which led up to this whole thing with Alana Trotz. The fact that Alana has been asked for receipts, but we now identified that this was for a completely separate case, which was the building of a case of defamation against Angela with the two N's and potentially Haley Comet. You then requested the receipts for a separate lawyer to Dr. Todd, and that separate lawyer was just asking in order to build up how much was given by who, how was it used, and so on, which led to the whole fracas with Alana Trotz, claiming that you were trying to steal money, and also highlighting the fact that you were bankrupt, that you were looking for money for yourself, and so on and so forth, echoing the same talk of Haley Comet, who also said the same thing, both of whom said it without any evidence at all, no proof on social media, despite it being a public record. They have never once presented that information to the public that could easily have been screenshotted and presented. And you have now presented evidence of a clear case of dismissal of a fraudulent character who tried to usurp your identity. I know you're saying that she never stole your identity, but she certainly tried by going in and pretending to be you and signing as your name. And that in itself was your vindication, because cameras revealed who she was, what she was doing, and your records keeping of all of the communication and transactions proved her to be the fraudulent, dishonest character in your life, that almost destroyed you, and you survived that. So in light of that, and I think I've summarized it well, would you agree?
I agree. My reason for keeping documents a lot, I grow up had to defend myself all my life, because like I said, when I was a child, I lied when I was 9 years old, or like all children do. And even though when I stopped telling lies, nobody believed I stopped telling lies, but I had already given my life to Jesus Christ at the age of 7. So all my life now, I detest when people tell me, because I found out in Sunday school that Satan was the father of all lies. So I always fearful. So when I hear people telling you lie, you lie, you lie, you lie, you lie, I now started to start putting evidence from a tender age together, because I
So
don't want to.
nobody
I
could
don't.
say
I'm not availing.
that's
I'm
right.
not avail myself to be used by the devil. So I always gotta like want to talk and talk the truth, because I don't like when people lie on me. It would throw me down.
And you know
It would
what?
put me
As
down.
much as as much as people are going to say, "Oh my God, you know,
why does she have this evidence? Why did she keep this evidence? um, you never know how that evidence could have saved you from a lot more things that could have come out that were going to be lies later on. It is just unfortunate that, because I still stand by the fact that I think that the audio could have been extracted from those videos
Correct.
and you
I
still
agree
get
with
your
you.
point. Yeah, you
I
still
agree
could
with
have gotten
you.
your point across without revealing, the
Correct.
stuff that has now caused all
Well,
of the ripple on the internet.
excuse
But
me. I
yeah,
excuse me. Sorry for interjecting. I
mm.
don't know anything about taking out audios and cutting out the videos and do
I
like I
know.
explained to you.
I know. I know. You're not a you're not a techie person, and I totally
No,
understand that. But these are the kind of things that we can do to prevent certain things from going out and still keep the essence of the point we're trying to make. And these are all learning curves and things that you learn as you go along when you're dealing with media. And you yourself made it clear you were never a media person before this whole thing.
correct.
So mistakes can be made, but of course, you know how human beings are. You do one bad, and the 99 good you do, it does not count anymore because that one bad overshadows it. But trust and believe there's always going to be people in your corner that remember that one, that remember that 99 good, and just knows that you are imperfect, you've made a mistake. But that one bad that people are claiming does not overshadow it. It is a shame that things have gone this way, but I have very much enjoyed hearing your story because I still think your story is a success one. It's one of survival. It's one that uh, it's about surviving migration, really, because when you migrate, systems are new and people can be very devious and conniving and will do things to completely manipulate and control you in a way. And it's just ironic that they're accusing you of something that you have truly experienced, which gives me the impression that you would never dare do it to somebody else because you know what that feels like. And it's such an unfair situation to be blamed for what you did not intend. And I just hope that you know how it is. Karma is something else, and God has a way of working things out. Minus all of the cussing and the nonsense, I hope that you're able to move forward with your life and not let this stop you from being the wonderful person that you are.
It will not stop me. Listen, when God create you, whoever God create you to be, don't you cannot run from it.
That is it.
I have, I have, I have over 45 book. My personal life is over 45 books. And when I say book, the pages might probably be like thick as this.
Yeah.
And guess what? If you are wrong me, you would want to know, did anything ever happen to her? Because I heard Amika said she saw me talking to myself. Why would I talk to myself? Am I
Sorry, my
insane?
husband.
So I'm gonna say this: God only allow a person to go through a situation once, and once you go through that once, you gotta learn from that one. However, I did not learn from helping people because it's decades of helping. During
Yeah.
COVID time, so many churches I've sent money back home to Guyana for. And mind you, me and this woman, all of this, we weren't talking anything. This is me and my husband. So many churches, you know what I did? Every churches that I sent money to, I let them know, please do not let anyone know it is coming from me. I don't deserve the praise. God deserves the praise. I'm the vessel that he used. So don't tell anybody, because whatever you done in darkness, the Lord rewards you openly. So I don't do things for fame or for show, like how I heard I am saying, I own this house, I own the house, I rich. You saw my home. I sent you pictures. Anybody can come to my home, you yourself gonna know I got money. I ain't gotta tell you what going on with me.
That's right.
But what people don't know is jealousy, it's enviousness, it's so many stuff. And it is sad.
It is sad. It is sad.
Well, as I said, we're just going to leave it there for now. I believe that you have truly explained that. And it has been a very interesting journey following along the story with you. And as I said, I just hope and pray that people will, just leave things be now, and stop with the constant bashing and the disrespect, and just allow, things that people to just part their ways. Because if you're not going to get on, you're not going to get on. So be it. But it doesn't have to be full of animosity and viciousness and lies. And it's more important for the truth to resound than it is for lies to tear people apart. Because, at the end of the day, what have you got to fear from the truth unless the truth is worse than we can ever imagine? And that's the
Amen to
thing.
that. But before you
All
go,
right.
I
Yeah,
quickly want to say, because I will never, I don't care what else come out. I'll never ever come back on the internet to try to defend anything. Because you know what? Everything I put in God's hand.
that's
He is
it.
my defender, right? So I ain't gonna fight a battle that is a spiritual battle. Because I ain't gonna win.
No.
This thing was very, and it's still very upsetting to me, because a voice, this voice note that I heard Alana Trotz put out, said that I want to sex her, I want to this. It is disgusting, and I intend to have her prove that in court.
Okay.
That's all I
And I
have to say.
understand that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Blessings. Take care. Thank you so much,
Likewise.
Angie.
So if you have made it this far into the video, don't forget to do the regular like, share, and subscribe, and hit that bell if you're new to my channel. I hope you have taken in everything in this two-part series, debunking all the lies, all the gossip. And remember, if you are taking on information, always take on information with evidence and facts. Don't go with people's emotions. Don't go with people's hearsay. Gossiping tongues also present themselves in pretty packages that sound eloquent and well spoken, as well as the crass and the vulgar. So don't think for a minute that because somebody's speaky spokey or they're academic, they are not capable of being fallacious liars. And it's not just always the usual context of, oh, when you go foreign, people are foreign treat you like shit and them expect you to do this and do that. And that is why the woman that treat them bad, she do this, she do. Try to use your brains. Try to think on a higher level. Don't be misled by people's dislike of somebody. You don't have to like Angie. Nobody has to like her. But what you will not do is lie out here when we have evidence and get away with it. We're going to draw a line under this, and there'll be no more of this topic. We're moving on. This is your girl, Head Teacher K, and I'm out.